Fiwicampus. So I'm here with two guests. Disclaimer, I'm actually taller than them. There's chairs, my chairs are shorter. So tell them why you're here. Introduce yourselves.
So my name is Justin Baker. I'm a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and this is...
My name is AJ Henderson. I'm also a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
We both used to go to University of West Georgia, but this past spring we both just graduated.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I'm Leon Lewis. I'm a part of the fraternity of Roosters in Jamaica on the University of the West Indies Mona campus. So that's why we kind of just want to talk about today, like hear some common misconceptions about fraternities, just kind of do all that type of stuff.
Okay.
So I want to know, like straight off the bat, like what got you guys into like the whole fraternity life?
So both of us are legacies. My dad pledged in 2018. His dad pledged
in 2006.
Yeah. So basically, those two led a legacy behind. So like, hey, when you guys go to college, you guys should try it or give it a shot. So just one thing we decided to do. At least that was part of both of our reasons. We eventually, sometimes we developed more reasons why to do it. The more we learned about it, the more attraction it came.
Yeah.
And it was like, I want to learn more. And then just grow some like, I really enjoy this. That's cool.
You guys are going to use terms that most of us probably don't know about. I know because I'm familiar with you guys. First, like pledges, chapter, all that type of stuff.
Yes.
Just explain it before we get deeper.
Pledging just means you just decided to devote your life, devote your time and effort to something. Like you pledge allegiance to your flag. That means, okay, no matter what happens, I'm going to represent my flag, my country, the best way that I can. This fraternity, we pledged this fraternity, we chose to do this one instead of the other 8 sororities. Or the other fraternities and sororities, like instead of them, we're going to choose this one. And the cardinal principles, manhood, scholarship, perseverance, uplift, we're going to hold those to our core beliefs. We're going to take those serious.
Yeah, so when it comes to pledging, I mean, you can say pledge, but usually we like to use the membership intake process. So you're choosing to join this fraternity, and then you go through a selection process because you have to go through an interview, just like a job, anything like that. Because at the end of the day, the fraternity is a business. You know, that's why it's incorporated at the end, because it's a business. You know what I mean? So we don't choose everybody, but what we try to do is we try to choose the best candidates that we know is going to bring something to the fraternity, because the fraternity is going to give you a lot.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Exactly. But the thing is, you also don't want to just be taken. You actually want to give too.
So explain to them what a chapter is.
So a chapter. So in all, you have Omega Psi Phi, but within Omega Psi Phi is multiple chapters around the world. Yeah. So here at the University of West Georgia, we're the Kappa chapter. So we're just one unit within a whole big old unit as far as the fraternity goes.
Like the country of the United States, and you got all the states.
Mm-hmm.
Like currently you're in Georgia, which is a state, but you are in the country of
the United States. So the United States would be Omega Psi Phi. Kappa would be Georgia.
Okay. So what made you guys specifically join I know you guys mentioned legacy, but you said that wasn't the only reason. So was it like something that stood out more than like the other fraternities that made you say, all right, yeah, I'll have to do this one?
I'll go first. Okay. So specifically this fraternity, I saw this one because when my dad passed away, he said like, this is the one I decided to do. And as I became familiar with my own research, I chased that, okay, I like the information that I'm receiving. And then also it was some people that pledged or that were taken in before me. And I was just like, it was cool with them. They were friendly with me, friendly with them. And they always looked out for me, make sure, okay, if I need anything, just let them know. And so just took that step, was okay, so this is very inviting. I didn't feel as close as I was to this fraternity to anybody else. And it's like friendship is essential to the soul. That's huge because the word friendship is taken very lightly. And if I consider you my friend, you are my friend. If I don't consider you a friend, I think it's the difference between friend and acquaintance.
Right.
You're my friend, you have my loyalty, I have your back, you have mine. I don't take that lightly. I take it very, very serious, as all people should.
So for me, me and Justin both have similar answers. But for me, growing up, since my father joined in 2006, I was 7 years old. So all that I witnessed was everywhere we went, my dad found a fraternity brother, and they always spoke, they always either waved if they were driving by. Whatever the case may be, they always made sure they had a connection somehow. And when I saw that, it was more like, dang, man, I like that. I noticed other fraternities, they won't even say nothing to each other. They be in the same room and won't say anything to each other.
Word.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, well, damn, why did I do this in the first place? So when I saw that connection that my dad had with a lot of other members of Omega, it was like, okay, that's what I want. I got to the University of West Georgia because really it was the only school that accepted me when I came out of high school. And once I saw the cues on the yard, which is our pro frats, I was like, wow, man, these guys are really doing a lot for the campus. Not just the parties and everything that you hear about on TikTok and stuff like that, but it was more of, that campus presence. It stands out, you know what I'm saying? And it calls your attention. And it's like, okay, I want to be a part of it, So that's where my decision came from, is particularly joining this chapter.
I was at a party the other day, like I think what y'all call that spot? Rockies.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys do this thing called stroll off. So I realized that people like park the way for you guys, and like there's like somebody leading. But one of the things somebody was telling me is that somebody else can't do y'all signs or something like that, or like you can't get like either violent or like defensive some type of way.
Think of it kind of like a performance in a way, right? You practice almost every day or as much as you possibly can to perfect your art, perfect your craft, right? You wouldn't want anyone to break up or mess up what you worked hard to create. And then it's also like, okay, you can't wear our stuff because it's not given. It's not given. It's just earned. So that's what I put it.
Mm-hmm. So stepping back to my question, that's what I meant, like the do's and don'ts.
Mm-hmm. So of course it's like you kind of consider it like military. You would never wear a person that served in armed forces, the military. You would never wear their uniform because people have fought and died wearing that uniform. And to wear that is disrespectful. To us, wearing regalia and you haven't earned it and you're not a member, it's like, what are you doing? And then we don't know who you are. You could be a completely terrible person. We don't know that. This is where the part where we have to filter out who comes in, who doesn't. So somebody that just walks in, or they're just walking around with a shirt saying they're a member of what we created, it's like a slap in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just us that's in it, it's a lot of famous people, not just in our organization, but in the Divine Nine as a whole. You have Martin Luther King Jr., Coretta Scott King, even athletes, Shaquille O'Neal. It's just, we hold this with a lot of pride. And for someone just to take it and just wear a shirt because they feel like it and they haven't earned it, or they're not even a member, it's like, it's disrespectful.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. Because we can't have like a similar approach back home. Like, we, as users, what we do, because I don't want to say mascot, because I feel like that's disrespectful. But that's the closest you can come to it. Our mascot is like a chicken or like a rooster, a male chicken. So the things, like one of the things we do to like show pride for that is like we crow. And like hearing somebody else crow, like what are you doing? Exactly. I definitely get you.
Yeah.
So
some people don't know because it's like in today's age, some people do it because of, just to get us riled up to rattle the cage. And it's like, you're not supposed to do it. Why not? What are they gonna do? We're not really gonna do much. We're just gonna look at you because why would we touch you?
Yeah.
Why would we gang up on you? That's not what we're here for.
But if it's a case where they know and then like they do that, I don't know.
Just get away. We just gonna get away from you because that's embarrassing on y'all's part. It's like, yeah, we like, all right, go do y'all, and we gonna do us.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
Because sometimes, man, it gets weird, bro. You know, people do it, like you said, to incite violence and everything like that. But at this point, bro, you know, a lot of us got a lot of stuff to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I try to tell a lot of our members, don't let that stuff get to you, you know, because the people are going to do it because they know you're going to want to fight or, you know, scream or whatever, be belligerent. But, you know, we just try to, hey, if you want to do it, you want to, because, you know, we bark. So it's like, you want to do that, you want to imitate, you want to mock us, do it, bro. I mean, you just look weird at the end of the day, you know.
I feel it.
So,
Y'all can ask me now. So we reached like the point where we're basically like kind of figured out what you guys do. So what do you guys want to know about like fraternities back home?
how's the process? Is it similar to like an interview process and things of that nature?
Interview like as like somebody sit down.
Yeah, as in like, say a person is interested,
Right.
and like how do they go about getting in contact with you guys and, you know, applying or whatever the case may be, however it works?
All right. So our setup is completely different from you guys. It's not necessarily you guys say you're an incorporation. Right, it's nothing like that. It's basically like you come into the University of the West Indies more specifically, and then if you want to apply, it's more so you have to live on all the residence that we live on. He's experienced it because he was back home with us last year. So where we live, we call it Taylor Hall, and that's basically just one big hall of residence separated by different blocks. So you have like 4 male blocks, and then you have 3 female blocks. Those 3 female blocks are sororities. And then the 4 main blocks are fraternities, with the exception of one being a republic. So you have block A, you have block B, you have block C, which is me, and then you have block D, and then E, F, G are the females. So to structure that down better, each of those blocks have their specific names. So you have block A, which is Standard Republic. You have block B, which is Butchers. You have block C, which is the Fraternity of Roosters. You have block D, the Fraternity of Attica. And sending back Fraternity of Butchers to pay homage. And then E, F, G, you have block E, which is Excellencia, you have F, which is Falconia, and then you have G, which is Galaxia. So now, when somebody's interested in a specific block, sometimes it's randomly placed, they get to choose where they want to go. So from like a male standpoint, if they just want to live on block A, they can. If they want to live on block E, they can. But more so, people typically hear about it before coming to that specific college level. Sometimes they just don't know none at all. Like me, I never knew anything about like fraternities, just kind of what I saw in the movies. So in terms of like approach, somebody specific would probably in the fraternity would probably approach you and be like, hey, we got this going on, blah, blah, blah. These are our values. Are you interested? If you say no right off the bat, that's it.
Yeah.
Us talking to you about the fraternity was your application to apply. So it's not like you guys do a signature or something.
Yeah, you have to actually fill out a whole application process.
Oh, yeah.
Background check. We comb through everybody, making sure there's no flaw. Because it's to us, we have certain rules. If you're a freshman, you can't join because you're young.
Right.
And it's just to understand, okay, be a freshman, get your grades right, because if you're a freshman and you join and your GPA is low, you're doing more damage to us, because if our GPA is too low, we can't do anything. No service, no membership intake, we can't do anything at all until we bring that GPA up. And yeah, we just got to have certain GPA, no convicted felons, because we can't have that look like that bad negative stigma on us, because felon in the United States, you're crooked, you're a criminal. It's really bad name and really bad tag on you that you really don't have. It's hard for you to get a job, hard for you to get anything. We wouldn't want that to tarnish our name.
I see.
I have a question. So it's kind of, it's a little two-parter. So how would you guys deal with conflict? Because we're all humans. We all don't get along very well. So how would you guys deal with conflict in fraternity?
Specifically, our fraternity, or the most active part of our fraternity, is the student cohort. So the students who are actively in school. You have a committee. So you have the domestic representative, you have the sports representative, you have the cultural external affairs chairperson, then you have the external affairs chairperson, then you have the public relations officer, then you have the treasurer, then you have the deputy block representative, and then you have the block representative. And each of those roles kind of come together to kind of stipulate what you do within the Hall of Representatives. Because we're very active within the Hall. So while we have different fraternities and sororities in that Hall of Representatives, it's like at the end of the day, we call it, it's just one unity. It's like one big fraternity. Mm-hmm. So with the committee, like each block looks up to them as the standard of leadership on the block. So if there's an issue that each committee member has a specific portfolio that they have to deal with for like terms of like matters and so forth. So anything that's specific to their portfolio, that individual would work it out. However, it's not always like smooth going, of course. Mm-hmm. So like the block representative to us, that's basically what you guys call the president. Mm-hmm. Then you have the deputy, that's the vice president. So I'm the current block representative. So a lot of my affairs have to do with like conflict resolution and so forth. I think the best way to do it is the approach. So you have to get a sense of each and everybody's personality. Like I can go up to this guy and talk to him a little bit stern, but I know I have to be soft on the side with this guy. Yeah. So I know that approach is first about everything, and I always have to hear two sides of the story so I can collectively come together and say, oh, all right, cool. Most time I just basically sit down one guy and be like, hey, this and this, let me hear y'all talk it out and see what happens. That typically works. Mm-hmm. But most of the guys, sometimes they're not like willing to do that. Mm-hmm. But I typically remind them of the goal and the mission here. Because I'm very based in fraternity, so I'm like, hey, if it's a case like y'all are fighting as brothers or like arguing, but at the end of the day, is it that serious? Like, what did it affect? Is it like, if it's a case like you didn't lose it, you didn't get hurt or like harmed physically, so what's the point of you? I try to make them see like how not serious the situation is, and then typically at the end, we basically just sort it out. What advice could you give us as like a growing fraternity and as a young one that we could probably adapt or utilize?
I would say, from my point of view, and for what I've seen, patience is virtue. Like, you're only as strong as your least active member. So like don't leave anybody behind. If someone's struggling, but they're not talking as much, go like see they check out, hey, you okay? You all right? Your grades all right? Just that, they maybe they're a little push because they could be on there. We don't know each other at the end of the day. We don't see each other 100% of the time. That person could be struggling. So that little bit of, hey, you all right? Hey, you need to talk, I'm here. Or like, I support you, I appreciate you. That little bit of uplift for them, which is one of our cardinal principles, it could be their life saving.
I mean, the only thing I can really say is just make sure, and you guys probably do this already, but just make sure that you're choosing individuals that really want to join your guys' fraternity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people with us say they'll see, the parties, the women that come with it, and all the spoils of it, and that's their reason for joining. And if that's your reason for joining, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But again, it goes back to what I said at the beginning. You still want somebody that's going to give back. It's going to help out the fraternity, from themselves. So it just comes with a vetting process and seeing, hey, do you really want to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, tell me why. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of open up the person's mind and see, because a lot of people want to do it just because, like you said, they stay on that dorm hall. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. Or just somebody said, the first person to talk to them about something, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But, it just brings more value to you guys' organization because it's like, okay, that member really wants to do this. He really wants to do this, and once he is able to join, he'll be able to provide and, excel. You know what I'm saying? So.
Same question you asked me, like, how do you guys typically deal with like conflict resolution?
I mean, it's similar. I mean, a lot of times if we have a conflict within each other, within our own fraternity, we like to handle everything in-house. You know what I'm saying? We like to hold each other accountable, especially here at West Georgia. We like to hold each other accountable really well. Even that means like if I got to dig into you, if I got to really get on you about it, you know what I'm saying? It's something that I have to do because I want you to be better.
It's not like we want to get onto you. It's not like we hate you. It's just we know what you can do, and we know you can do better, and we want better for you.
And then if you want to dive into conflicts with other organizations, because it happens, you want to be as professional as you can, because a lot of this stuff can get, reported to people, and, law enforcement can get involved, legal troubles and things of that nature. So you always just want to keep things peaceful. Like you said, set up a meeting. You know what I'm saying? We at the end of each table, okay, you talk to this group, well, this is our problem with you. Okay, boom, what's your problem with them? You know what I'm saying? And then you can just find ways to just meet in the middle, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, just definitely just talking things out. That's really the majority of what we do, especially here on our campus. Right. If you have a problem with somebody, just sit it out, talk it out, go to the Mexican spot, have some lunch, whatever the case may be.
We're all different fraternities, we're all different colors, we all have a lot of differences, but our goal is commonly the same, and that's just to make life better for the college student.
Right.
I always tell people who ask me, what's some advice I can do on joining? First advice I tell them, I say join, if you're a freshman, join about 3 organizations. One where it's related to your major, your area of study. Get on the e-board, because, now you're seen from your major, no matter what. Number 2, join something that can help propel your community, that gives you community service, because that's really important. And 3rd, join another one it's just fun. Something you can learn, something you're not interested, you don't know much about.
I feel like one of the biggest things that we got going for us, especially to brand ourselves or get ourselves known, is our outreach program. I feel like that's definitely a big part of any fraternity, just to actively make the people or the community know that, hey, we're here in your community, we're here to help, So we tend to typically pride ourselves on, I'm gonna go on a limb and say probably not the best outreach program, just for the fact that we see ourselves being more active and so forth, and that's definitely helped. It's cool to hear that, especially in Jamaica, the principal would call in, hey, the fraternity of roosters are coming. Just hearing that in itself is just as notable,
Be I say be creative. If it's silly, cringy, it's gonna get people, well, that's weird, but they keep seeing it over and over. It's this is actually pretty funny. This is funny. So, what we do for us, we got a guy, he's the current president now, Keaton Robinson, and he's running for homecoming court. So, he's on campus, he has to introduce himself to 1,001 different people. He's been on TikToks, Instagram, he's giving out food, he's giving out candies, and it's why are you doing this? And hey guys, I'm Keaton. I'll represent my school, and I want to be voted in. I want to represent my school, and this is what I'm doing. But as he's doing that, whether he wins or not, people are noticing that. And they're noticing us because he's doing it in our fraternity. He's our member of us. So
typically, when you guys do stuff like that, run for positions, do you brand that person, to ensure that, hey, that it's your brother that's going out for running for a position?
I'm trying to say it. Rephrase it.
If let's say you're running for a position, right? Will the guys be there to actively make them know that you're the one running? Your brothers are going to be with you or brand you so that, you're from this fraternity, whatever. You get it?
Yeah. So, with Keaton, a lot of us are posting Keaton on Instagram and things of that nature. We might throw silly pictures out there with hey, go vote for Keaton. So definitely we do get behind each other and then just go ahead and start promoting, just pushing it. Because it's if somebody wants to do that, first of all, it's a lot of effort, to run for things of that nature. So you always just want to be there to support. So definitely we do band together and just be okay, this is what we're gonna do. Like he said, Keaton's been having tablings and everything of that nature, and spreading information about maybe, let's say, sex health, right? But at the same time, he's getting attention from people, and it's hey, go vote for me as well, So, and we'll sit at the tablings and everything with people who are here. We have members that are still here at the school. But yeah, you'll sit at the tablings or whatever the case may be, and you just start pushing it too. Hey, vote for Keaton Robinson. Hey, do this, go do this, go do that. I might have to send you the link so you can go vote. So yeah, we do get behind each other and brand from each other, definitely.
Anything you guys want to say before we close? Anything you want to ask me?
How you like it out here?
Yeah, it's different.
It's cold.
It's cold, man. I can't take it.
Yeah, man. That's cool, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. You guys coming up and sharing your insights. So hopefully this allows people to understand like what it is more. You know, we're just trying to expose and expand on that. So I think you guys did a pretty good job. So what y'all can do now, shout out. We need a shout out, anything, but ensure the shout out for the campus.
Long live K Square, long live 309. Big special shout out to University of the West Indies, Mona campus. Shout out to this brother right here.